So I've just stopped at Starbucks for a mocha cookie crumble on my way home from work. It actually just tastes like their mocha. They probably just put some cookie crumbs in it, to be honest. I actually turned 30 on August the 18th this weekend. So I opened it up and said, like, ask me 30 questions and I'll answer them, like 30 questions for turning 30. But I've actually got over 100 questions. So I'm just going to try and answer as many as I can, I guess. And I've actually written them down on my laptop. So I've tried to group them a little bit into topics. So I've got questions about like where I live, work, Brendan, my favourite things, and then just some random questions at the end. Okay, questions about where I live. Number one, where do you live? And do you like it? So I live in Dubai, and yes and no, I'd say. Where haven't you been that you'd like to go? Brendan and I are talking about going to New Zealand next summer because he lived in Queenstown for a year and did like loads of snowboarding. So we want to go there over their winter time and do some skiing and snowboarding. Even though he's going to be really, really good and I'm going to be rubbish. So you plan to move back to the UK in the future, and where do you and Bren want to settle down? So we've spoken about doing another couple of years in Dubai and then moving back home, probably to Scotland. And he's from Glasgow, so I imagine back to Glasgow. What's your favourite country to travel to, and what's your favourite place in the world? So we've just been to South Africa on our honeymoon and I absolutely loved it. Cape Town was beautiful. And my favourite place in the whole world is Cornwall, which is like where I live, where I come from. This next set are about what I do for work. So what do you and Brendan do for work? Brendan is a history teacher and I work in HR for like a large American IT firm. Is that what takes you out of the country, or do you choose to live out of the UK? I got onto a graduate scheme at my company that was like a rotational program. Well, I started in London and then I did a role in Malaysia, a role in Dubai, and then New York, and now I'm back in Dubai. How did you choose your career? Well, I did a psychology degree at uni, and partway through I kind of thought, what the hell am I doing? So I took a year out of uni and went and worked for a year at the company I'm now with. And I guess the year went well. I did an internship with them and then got offered my graduate role for once I graduated, obviously. How important is your career? To be honest, not as important as I expected it to be. I don't know if it's just with age or something like that, but I think I'm kind of realising like getting 100%, getting a first, getting straight A's, becoming an executive, like they're not really my priorities and goals anymore. What is your dream job if you're not already doing it? I find that really hard to know. Like, how do you know what you'd enjoy or what you'd be good at? You kind of need to do it to find out. So I've got a couple of thoughts of jobs I might be interested in maybe in the future. So I don't know, maybe watch this space. Right, what did you want to be when you were younger? Quite a few people asked me this, and I wanted to be a policewoman. I used to watch a programme in the UK called The Bill, and I was obsessed with it. I used to watch it and then have to go and feed the rabbit, which lived outside, afterwards, and I was literally shitting my pants just walking out to feed the rabbit. And then I'd come in like, I'm going to be a police officer. Literally can't even feed the rabbit in the dark. Like, I don't think so. Would you consider a job in psychology, and more specifically on mental health, would you like to coach others in ED recovery? Quite a few people ask me that. My degree is in psychology, and at first I thought that's what I would be interested in, but I don't know if I'd really be that great at like offering treatment to other people. Right, the next section is Brendan. I love this question. What are the top 3 things you love most about Bren? Right. Brendan is the most optimistic, fun-loving person I've ever met. Like, properly lives for the moment and just loves living life. I think he's so fun to be around. He's so funny as well. And also he's like the most compassionate and kind person I've ever met. Like, he's so understanding and supportive, and that's way more than 3 things, but yeah, there's a lot of things I love about Brendan. Also, notice then I didn't mention like looks at all, and like I think Brendan is gorgeous, but that's not what makes me love him. And I think that's a really important thing to like notice and remember, is like, what do you value in other people? Because I think we have a really different set of expectations on ourselves to what we have for others. Like, for me, what would make me a good person or a beautiful person in my mind is being skinny. But I'd never say that about Brendan. I wouldn't say it's how many times he goes to the gym or his weight or size or shape. My psychologist actually got me to do a really, really good exercise on this, where I had to think of 5 women who I think are beautiful and then write down why I think they're beautiful. Mainly the things I was noticing people are like, they're generous, they're fun to be around, they're kind, they're interested in the world, they're interested in other people. Like, those are the qualities that I think make somebody beautiful. So yeah, maybe do it. Like, it was a really, really good exercise for me to think, like, what do I value? What do I think are beautiful qualities in other people? And then like try and apply it to myself. How did you and Brendan meet? So we met in an Irish bar on St. Patrick's Day, which was quite cool, drinking cider. And one of his best men, actually, in the best man speech at our wedding, said, what was it, something like, a Scottish boy meeting an English girl in an Irish bar in Dubai, which I quite like. I thought that was quite cool. How and when did you know that Brendan was the one? To be honest, pretty immediately. Although not for us to get together, that was not quick at all. Like, I think I still had some like relationship issues, or I don't know, like letting your defences down issues, letting people in issues. So it actually took us about 5 months to get together after we'd first met each other, even though I knew pretty much straight away. So how many kids do you want and what will you call them? So Brendan actually wants 4 kids. I definitely do want kids, and at the moment, to be honest, I'm just hoping I can have children, so let's see. And what would you call them? So for a girl, I really love the name Amelia. I said it to Brendan and we were both like, oh yeah, I love the name Amelia. Until he started saying it, and in his accent, actually he kind of like butchers the name. He's really like, Amelia. So I don't know if we actually will go with Amelia. How long have you had Stevie and Beyonce? How did you choose their names and what type of cats are they? So they're both Persians. So we actually got Beyonce about 3 or 4 years ago, and she was a rescue cat. And then we got Stevie as a kitten to be her little pal. And Stevie's named after Stevie Nicks, who's the singer in Fleetwood Mac, which is the band that do the song for like the intro and outro for my videos. Okay, so this section's about my favourite things. Biscuit. So what is your favourite item of clothing and your favourite shop? Quite a few people asked me this, and I was really surprised because, to be honest, I don't really think I've got any kind of style at all. I'm very much just a like t-shirt and jeans kind of girl. So shops that I tend to shop in, like, I don't know, Topshop, H&M, Zara. Who's your favourite author and your favourite books? So Rachel Abbott is my favourite author, and she writes like crime thriller kind of books. But I also really like rom-com kind of things and social history books as well. So like books like The Help. What's your favourite song and why? So 2 songs, and we had both of them at the wedding. So Yazoo, Only You was our first dance, and that's like mine and Brendan's song. And then my favourite ever song is Jose Gonzalez, Heartbeats. And that's the song I like walked down the aisle to, and Brendan's dad played it on the guitar, which was really cute. Okay, creepy. I'll keep going. What's your favourite food, dessert and chocolate bar? So weird. So my favourite food is probably pizza, to be honest. What was it? A favourite dessert, bread and butter pudding. Absolutely love, with like custard, ice cream, anything. Cheesecake's a good one too. And favourite chocolate bar. So Boost is good, Double Decker, Mars bar. I actually hated admitting that those kind of chocolate bars were my favourite chocolate bar when I was really ill, because they're like the higher calorie chocolate bars. So I'd always say, oh no, Maltesers and Crunchy are my favourites because they're the lowest calorie chocolate bars. And I'd feel so guilty knowing that I really liked the higher calorie ones, because I'd just be like, oh, you've got such fat taste. Like, see, if you were left to your own devices, you'd just choose the higher calorie thing all the time and then you'd get really fat. Don't tell anyone they're your favourite, or people might buy them for you. Like, just pretend it's Maltesers and then you can just eat Maltesers all the time and save yourself the 70 calories, whatever it is. But honestly, if I think about it now, like, no wonder the higher calorie chocolate bars are my favourite, because if you restrict anything, you're going to want it a lot more. So it's not really a surprise that like now I do let myself eat chocolate again. I'm drawn to the higher calorie ones because they're the ones I've gone without for so long. Like, I've got some serious Boost, Double Decker, Mars bar deficit that I need to fill. So like, yes, I'm going to crave those more than Maltesers. And maybe in a couple of years' time, when I'm like really familiar with chocolate again and I've been allowing myself all of the higher calorie chocolate bars, then maybe my genuine favourite will be Maltesers, because I'd be choosing from a point of preference. But like, to be honest, I don't think I will, because Boost genuinely is the best chocolate ever. Which TV show or film can you watch again and again? First Dates, I could watch anytime. If you could have any hair colour, structure and length, what would you have? My sister's actually got incredible hair. Hers is like long, blonde, thick and curly. It's just an absolute bitch to try and control. Like, she can end up looking a bit like she's got a lion's mane. So yeah, my sister's hair with some good frizz control. What is your favourite childhood memory? We used to start bands all the time with me and my friends, or like make up dance routines. Oh, I just had so much fun. And then the next one is, or weird moments that stand out from your childhood. So many. We were such weird little kids. Like, made a radio station one time, and it was back before you had like iPhones and shit that actually recorded. We'd sit there with like the tape player and like literally record ourselves talking and then play a song and then talk, and then we'd phone up with like agony aunt stuff, or like we'd write letters into our radio station and stuff like that. Okay, favourite colour? I tend to be drawn to like blues and purples. Right, favourite fictional character? Probably Bridget Jones. I just feel like she'd be really cool to like have a wine with. Oh, right, that is the end of the like favourites section. I've got one more section of like random questions, which were quite cool. I quite like these questions, but I'm just too hot, so I'm gonna drive home and I'll record some more later.